In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the best Falcon FX trading setups that I use and that have made me to reach my consistency. So the first part that we're gonna look at in this video, I'll first show these patterns and then I'll explain how they work. Secondly, I'll show the screenshots of these patterns. Lastly, I'm going to show how to find the setups in the chart. There are two setups that I trade, guys, using the Falcon FX strategy. I know there is a lot that I can mention. Like firstly, there's the one called the V shape, right? I think you guys know this one. If you have went through the Falcon mechanics, you'll know this one. And then also have the reduced risk entry. There's also the risk entry, whereby it is just a 1 2 3 touch flag. You usually enter under the touch. There's also the 2 touch. These are the 4 entries that I remember and that I know of using Falcon FX strategy, guys. But then in order to be consistent, you do not need to be using all of them. Just for me, what made me to reach consistent is that I only picked 2 out of these 4 entry criterias in here in Falcon. I only choose 2, right, and mastered the 2, okay, and then that is when I found my consistency. Because the problem was, okay, I was using 3, this one, and this one, but then my problem was I wasn't getting consistent using this entry, because it is not a must for you to use all of these entries, but you have to use the ones that are effective, right? You have to use the ones that are effective and the ones that are gonna make the work easier, because the more simple your processes are, the more consistent you will be, the easier your system is going to be replicable, right? Because you need to be able to repeat these things, guys. Repeat the same setups or over and over and over again. But when you have a concoction of entry types and you haven't even mastered all of them, you're gonna find yourself having problems. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna find yourself having a lot of problems with this thing, because this thing it is confusing sometimes. So you need to be including the traffic light, the retracement tool. There's a lot of stuff to be looking at. Imagine when you're trading all of these entry criteria. So what I ended up doing is that I removed this 2 that I saw that I'm not getting consistent and started to focus on this 2. And to be precise, as you can see, I started focusing on risk entries, because Falcon traders, they know what this is. This is the risk entry, guys. Call it the risk entry model, right? Where you enter price at the sniper entry, where price usually reverses, right? So where you usually catch the reversal point of price action. So for me, I found these 2 patterns, entry models, very consistent. Because why? As I have reasons for that as well. Because if you are saying something here, you need to say it with confidence and be able to explain to the people that why. For me, the reason that the setups are the best is that you easily get into break even, right? Let's say price reverses and goes down, like you can get into break even fast and avoid unnecessary losses than when you are entering the reduced, you see, because the reduced is usually an entry like that, and sometimes you find that price just takes you out at this point and then goes back, hits your stop loss, and then you are done. Kanzi, you see, when you are entering the risk end, once price reaches here, it's okay, here there's at least 2%, you can also lock even some profits inside the pattern, right? Because there's a higher chance of this thing reversing, because you see on this pattern there's a 90% rule of it there, which is 3%. At least lock 2%, and then if it goes to hit the break even, you are walking out with something, rather than taking the reduced risk entry, whereby it takes you in and then takes you out. Sometimes it works. I won't say it doesn't work. It works even for some other Falcon traders. It does work. Even for my friends who trade Falcon, it does work. But for me, I felt like I'm taking too many losses, and this thing of tag-ins and tag-outs is happening a lot. Because as I said, guys, here what is important is that you should be able to master this thing, make it simple, and like it has to be effective, right? Your entries has to be effective. and like it has to work. Yeah, but as for me, I found out that the risk entries they work, and then they reduced. I was losing many trades, but I was winning some, so it wasn't effective. And then when it came to these entries, I was checking how come on the risk entries I make more wins than losses, and then I started to just focus on these two entry criteria, and I was done. Right, and now I'm trying to forward test the system using these two entry criteria, and it is working very fine, right? So yeah, this is the model how it looks like on paper, right, when I'm drawing it. And then this one is the two touch. The two touch is just self-explanatory. It is just two touches, right? Two touches, and then take the entry is taken usually and on the second touch. And what you guys usually miss with this one has to have a base. Yeah, has to have a base. People will say this, and then they say this is a two touch, whereas this is like a V-shape type of end, which also has its own entry model, right? This is a V-shape, it's not a two touch. So there's a difference between this one and then this one, because this one doesn't have a base, this one has a base. Yeah, so you should be mindful of that, guys. Like those are some risky factors you guys don't look at in identifying the proper setups, because you guys take everything. You may think you are taking a two touch, but you are taking what, a V shape. You see, that's because you don't know what you are doing. You are not mindful of your work. You don't even know the structures you need to see in order to enter the forex market. Let's come back to teach you this one bonus thing you should look at, especially when you are looking for this perfect A plus setups. The three touch. How to identify a proper three touch? First of all, we need the impulse, and then a collection of volume, right? We need a collection of price action, a push down, and then we need what, a middle section, second touch, a clear one, and then that is our middle section there. And then we will go up to do what, the third touch. And the price action doesn't have to be impulsive on the last run, because once the price becomes impulsive on the last run, it's now is a problem, because it means there can be more momentum to break outside this three touch, which is information that is available on quick tips. We have quick tips, guys, quick tips. If you have that information, this thing is there, the rule of three. So we call it the rule of three, right? And then this is going to be what, the middle section, right? So a proper three touch, guys, needs to have what, equal spacing. The spacing has to be available, has to have has to have visible touches. There has to be a collection of volume on the first touch, a collection of volume, guys, a visible first touch. As I see here, there's a visible first touch, visible second touch, a visible third touch. We would also have what, a middle section, and then also have spacing in here, and then lastly we have our third leg correctively. And then this is a high probability entry, guys, high probability structure. And then you guys can take whatever you want, but I'm just giving you a free tip. But anyways, that was it for the first point of the video. Okay, guys, so right now I just want to show you guys how effective these setups are. So this is a two touch, guys, the one I showed, but this one has our base, right? This is the first touch, and then we came here for the double top, second touch, and then this one had an icing on the cake with 1 2 3 type of approach, ascending channel inside this two touch, and then we had the retrace candlestick, and then it just went down, right? Just went down. That one was very nice, guys, very perfect, very good. Like, this was a very nice pattern. Yeah. And then let's check another one. Let's check another one. Okay, so we have another example. There's a nice example of a three touch, guys. We have a three touch here, risk entry things, guys. You see 1 2 3 on the three touch, you get our retrace, we enter the forex market. You see how much profit you can even make using these risky entries. Not even risky, risk entries, that's their name, but I feel like this one should have been called the risk. This one should have been called the reduced risk entry, because here we are reducing the risk of a fast loss, and you also maximize profits, because look, when you enter here, you have a better chance of extracting more profits than when you enter the reduced risk entry. See, that's the problem that I don't like with the reduced risk entry. But yeah, here is an example of the 1 2 3 touch being successful. Here you see the elements I was talking about. We have a clear first touch. There was a collection of volume here. We went down, went back up, create our middle section. We have our clear spacing, and our touches are all clear, and then the third touch, and then we went down, right? And then let me show you another example. So okay, these ones are a lot. Okay, this is another two touches, all guys. These are just examples. We have that thing, the first touch, and then we have the base, and then the second touch, and then even here had an icing on the cake where I wanted to touch approach to the two touch, and then look at how beautiful this move was. See, this was beautiful price action, guys. It just went down, straight down. So you can look at these things, guys, and try to add them on your plan. We also have this three touch here, 1 2 3 touch. It also had an icing on the cake, which was the hook point and the retrace, and then it started to go down. So guys, I'm showing you this example so that you can try to identify these setups on your charts, because it is easy to draw this thing when I'm explaining on the first round, like on the first point, but when now you have to see it in the forex market, it becomes tricky. That is why I have to also show you the screenshots, right? So yeah, and then yeah guys, I think that is it for the screenshots. And if you want more of the screenshots, there's a lot. You can enter our Discord server, guys. I'm just gonna pop my number here, and then you're gonna text me on WhatsApp, and then I'll give you the T's and C's on how to join our Discord server, where there's a group of like-minded individuals that are killing the forex market, especially the Falcon members. Yeah, so it is what it is. So the server is there, and it is for free, guys. So here's an image of the server. These are the members that we have right now at the moment: 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we're 25. I remember when I started this community, guys, we went on these numbers, but yeah, you see now we're 25, and you guys are crushing it, guys. You guys are crushing it, and the server has been amazing. The server has been good, on the vibes. So people are like, who are busy, guys, destroying the forex market, sharing trading ideas, also signals as well. I also share signals, live signals with by me, yours truly. And then this is usually an analysis we send. These are the trades we execute. We send them even before they go. So guys, there's a lot you can gain from here. There's also the content part where I send the Sunday market breakdown. I also do trade recap. So I did take a loss on one trade, I think was last week, that was a -1. I also do the trade recap on that. There's a lot of stuff, guys, and also notifications on the YouTube channel, another market breakdown, and yeah, I'm very much honest about everything that I do here. So guys, with that said, let's go to the last point, whereby I'm going to show you guys how to forecast these positions. So here, let's make an example. There's this structure that I'm looking at. I'm looking for price to fill this double top area, give me a push down, and then I usually look for the two touch patterns earlier. Yeah, like when price is starting to move. I don't usually look at it at the bottom, because they are usually high risk once the price is down. And like, okay, the first one is usually the three touch, because the three touch is one pattern that usually plays out the most, but it is rare. But when it does come up, it gives very nice profits, and yeah, it's just a straight move. So I usually wait for something like this in the start of the move, right? If it's not the three touch, then I look for what, the two touch, which I also forecast as well. Yeah, well, usually I focus something like this, and then I have my base, and then yeah, so it is usually something like that. I need to have my base, have my base, and then have my top there, and then entry to be taken there, right? So the entry to be taken there, and yeah, it is usually something like that. And as price continues going down, yeah, well, I do not look for further two touches. I just look for the three touches, because for me the two touch becomes high risk when now price is far from the move. I usually look for the three touch. Okay, so that is the system that I play these two entries. I do not just take these entries anywhere, anyhow. But if you want to learn more about that, I do also provide mentorship where I teach one-on-one. So if you also wanna inquire about that, I'm gonna pop my number again and you can request for mentorship, right? So yeah, with that said, I think that's the end of the video, guys. If you need more of these examples, as I said, you need to join the Discord server where I share more of this analysis there, the Sunday market breakdowns, the midweek market review, the morning analysis, and the evening analysis as well, because I send analysis there every day, so you can familiarize with yourself how this setup should be taken. Yeah, because you guys trading Falcon, you do a lot of mistakes in your processes and you find yourself not getting into consistency because you're not trading the setups the right way, right? But then with experience, with time, and with the correct information, you will get there and you will be a consistently profitable forex trader. So guys, with that said, can you please like the video, also leave some comments there in parts you didn't hear and parts you want me to elaborate more on, and also video ideas you guys want me to talk about. Yeah, and yeah, if you're not subscribed, guys, please hit that subscribe button. There is always value being dropped in these videos, guys, always value being dropped. Okay, so you need to hit that subscribe, also like the video and share this video with your friends if you find value, guys. And yeah, as always, I'm going to see you on my next video.